Hey everybody, Brian Horvath here, and welcome to another LinkedIn Live Q&A on Wednesday, March 9th. And so glad you guys are here with me to be able to dive into how we can help you maximize, optimize LinkedIn, your LinkedIn success, and be able to really lean into the world's largest platform, largest professional network platform. And there's so many things to share, but that's why I do these every week on Wednesday. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today. Today, we're going to talk about 3 little-known ways to guarantee your LinkedIn success. 3 little-known ways to guarantee your LinkedIn success. Why are they little known? Little known? Is that the way to say it? It's because there are some things you're going to think about, or I'm going to talk about here today, that maybe you're not thinking about when you think about LinkedIn. Some small quarter turns, some cool opportunities you have to jump in and make the most out of LinkedIn quickly, effectively, efficiently, and all that good stuff. So as you can see there in this LinkedIn Live Q&A, I'm going to share 3 little known, we got a typo there, 3 little known ways to guarantee your LinkedIn success in a way that will encourage you to see the platform in a whole new way. So we want to help you just really get involved, and start affecting change and doing all those kinds of things within LinkedIn. And you can't do that if you're sitting on the sideline. So thus the 3 little known ways today to help you guarantee your LinkedIn success. This whole little show here is sponsored by, drum roll please, right? Your LinkedIn profile quick start guide that I created for you. So it's mine given to you so you can use it for your LinkedIn profile, get a quick start. A 7-step guide that'll help you make the right connections on the world's largest professional network. And you pick that up for free. Right there you see brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start. brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start. You can get that free guide there, a 7-step guide to help you make the right connections on LinkedIn. And as always, I encourage you guys to send in your questions that you have. Send in your questions to me at brian@brianhorvath.com if you have questions regarding your LinkedIn profile, or how to be able to navigate LinkedIn, how to make the most out of LinkedIn, how to make the right connections, and so on and so forth. You can do that by emailing me. I'm accessible. I want to help you. This is my purpose and passion, to be able to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career in finances, and specifically using LinkedIn as a tool that it is to do that. So when you share your question with me, I share the answers with others, and guaranteed other people have that same question. So please consider sending that out to me, and I will get it on the show. We'll get answers to that question on the show. Every Wednesday at noon, we're doing the show, LinkedIn Live Q&A, or LinkedIn Q&A Live, however you want to look at it. Each Wednesday at noon, and you can watch this live or watch the recording. But to watch it live, you can go to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/Brian Horvath on purpose. That C stands for channel. And then go to Facebook at the Brian Horvath, or Twitter. You can watch it on Twitter as well. And of course, like I said, if you want to watch it at a later time, I take this live session and put some bells and whistles into it, and throw it up to my, upload it up to my YouTube channel, where you can like and subscribe. Please do that. Please like and subscribe even this video. Give me some hearts and some likes and all that kind of stuff. As silly as it seems, it really helps get more of this this information out to the right network and the right people, and so we can have conversations about how you can use LinkedIn each and every week. Okay, so there you go. And subscribe today for free. So when you go to YouTube, like I said, simply visit brianhorvath.com/YouTube, or there are many ways to get there, but that's another way. And subscribe and help me get this information out to more people. I really appreciate it. So let's jump in. 3 little known ways to guarantee your LinkedIn success. 3 little known ways to guarantee your LinkedIn success. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I want we're going to go this is going to be an encouraging message. This is going to be kind of like almost like a fireside chat, or an eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap conversation like I'd have with anybody that I coach. And I really want to encourage you to, on LinkedIn, one of the little known ways to guarantee your success is to be yourself. Be yourself. All of us make a lousy somebody else. We'd all make a lousy somebody else. We need to be ourselves on LinkedIn. What do I mean by that? We need to have you share what you do best with those who need it the most. Well, what do you do best? The best thing you can do is to be yourself. And that's kind of like your whole attitude of how you go about using the platform. We're not out there to impress anybody. We're not out there to, impress anybody without the right purpose or the right reason. We're not out there to, make false friends. We're not out there to, lie or cheat or scheme, right? And I don't suspect that out of any of you. But I want you to be yourself first and foremost with the platform. Understanding what you do best and share it with those who need it the most. Like I said, you make a lousy somebody else. So you don't need to go impress anybody in a way that it's going to mean you're going to kind of tweak the facts, if you will, or lie. Let's be honest, right? You don't need to be out there telling somebody you're something that you're not, right? And especially goes for folks when I coach people in careers that if they don't want to work in the industry, they've been working for so many years or whatever, let's not go ahead and put a bunch of things on there that talk about how you were a part of that industry you don't want to be a part of anymore. Sure, we need to put some facts there and put some nuggets there and how you were able to affect change, how you were able to seek to serve, how you were able to, save money or save time or help bring in more revenue or change a culture of an organization, grow a network, grow a client base, whatever the case may be. Sure, you want to put that kind of stuff in there. But I want to challenge you and encourage you to put the rest of your language within your profile to be about what you want to do next. And that's really a part of being yourself. Social media is already noisy enough. We don't need any more fake. We don't need any more people trying to say there's something that they're not. And especially on LinkedIn, it's a real world. It's a real professional world out there. Let's make sure that we're using that to our advantage by being ourselves, by being, transparent, by being authentic, by being genuine, by not being afraid to make mistakes, not being afraid to share how you were able to overcome mistakes in the past, and so on and so forth. So really encouragement to you. We don't think about LinkedIn as much as communicating what we do best to those who need it the most. We don't think about LinkedIn necessarily about us being ourselves. Many people think about LinkedIn as going in there. I got to find a new job. I got to get a new lead. I need to be able to, make a post that everyone's going to like and celebrate and share and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is good, but first and foremost, the root foundation we want to build, the root we want to make sure takes effect and takes hold is the opportunity we have to be ourselves. Again, you make a lousy somebody else, so be yourself. Got it? Good. So the other thing is I want you to remember is that, sorry about that. Another thing I want you to remember is that you can be polished, but you're not going to be perfect, right? You're going to be polished, but you're not going to be perfect. So no one's perfect, right? But you can be polished. And there's a little known way I'm going to share with you in a minute that's really going to help you. Both of the next two ways are really going to help you to not be perfect, but to be polished. So let's get into that next spot there. The next point I want to bring up to you is to consider is simply start. That's a little known way. Not to look at somebody else's profile and go, oh my gosh, how did they get that many connections? How did they get that many followers? How did they populate all their jobs, in that kind of way? Oh my gosh, look where they went to school and look how they've communicated and all that kind of stuff. All those things you're going to want to do on LinkedIn eventually as it makes sense and where it's ethical of integrity. But most importantly, I want to help you just simply start. Too many times, clients that I work with, I believe, could be doing a lot of things on their own, right, without my help, although it's great to have a coach, and I encourage a coach, but you got to simply start to just take some risks on your own. You got to start to populate your profile. Simply start by getting a headshot, not waiting for the perfect one per se, but getting the right headshot, shoulders up, smile, and looking at the camera with good lighting. There's some other YouTube videos that I've shared or some LinkedIn Lives where I talk about how to go about procuring and uploading a professional headshot, right? Get you a ton more, 13 times more views on your profile than it will if you not have a headshot. So there's things like that. You want to simply start just getting that. Go grab a cover photo. Grab a cover photo and drop it into LinkedIn. That's the cover photo sits right behind your profile photo. Go start. You may not be where you will end up being at the end of the day, but starting is going to help you get more views, can help you get more activity, can help you get more connection requests by having some of these things that they're not perfect, but they're polished, they're ready to go. It's a place to start. So I just want you to simply start. A good friend of mine and mentor to me says, Brian, where we start won't be where we finish. Where you start on your LinkedIn profile will not be what it looks like a month from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. So, but you got to start. And I don't want you to be sitting on a profile that's not updated, not shareable. And when I say not shareable, meaning that you're not comfortable with sharing it because you haven't just started. You haven't populated it. You haven't put things into effect that are going to help you make an impact. So simply start. Like I said, get that cover photo, get that headshot, get a headline, Start putting an expertise statement in your headline. Start dropping in jobs there, making sure they're in the right order. Use your resume as a starting spot, but I wouldn't say LinkedIn is the exact mirror of your resume, but it's definitely a great starting spot. Maybe lay them side by side and go, okay, what's my resume say? What's my profile say? How are they working together in tandem as a team? But you got to simply start somewhere with that. So don't forget that part. Got it? Good. So again, this is very basic stuff, but sometimes we get all tied up in the technology. We get tied up and we need to see a change today, right away, and we forget about just simply starting. And I'd have some encouragement myself over the years to just make quarter turns. You don't need to do a big sweeping change, but little quarter turns, little nuggets that you're building on, little updates that you're making in your profile over time, not in a day, but over a series of days. So just simply start, and you'll find you'll be able to make more connections. You'll find you'll be able to have more connections even asking you. You'll find that you're more comfortable and confident sharing your profile with other people, and that's the place you want to start to be. Okay? But you won't do any of that if you're not starting at all. So just simply start with some of those things I shared with you a moment ago. Good. Here's the third one. And as I look through all these slides and look through these couple of these moments here, I'm thinking, man, I didn't just come out of the gate knowing this stuff. I had to learn this for myself, but I also had some mentors that helped me along the way. Gather this, get these updates, understand how to use LinkedIn this way, and not even by LinkedIn itself, but by a mindset, by an attitude, by not getting tense and worked up about it, but over time applying what I'm going to share with you next. And that's what I really want to encourage you to try, track, and modify. Try new things. Try different keywords in your profile. Are they helping you get more views? That's where the tracking comes in. And then if the keywords that you have in your profile at certain places aren't getting you the results you're hoping for or need, then modify those. That doesn't mean by the hour, by the way. But over time, try things out like keywords, track how it's working to the best you can, and then modify as needed or as you see fit. And then repeat that process. Try that new process or try those new keywords out. Track how they're going and modify. And you'll find that you'll have a better way to communicate in person with someone verbally, but also online. As you tweak these keywords, as you try, track, and modify how they work, you start getting a cadence, you start getting a rhythm, you start getting a flow of how to speak about what you do best to those who need it the most. So there's a lot of foundational things that come out of this that you can use in person as well as on LinkedIn, as well as in an interview or on your resume. There's a lot of just, how do you want to put it, integration here and whatnot. Another place to really try out things is inviting people to connect. I really encourage you, you've heard me in many videos before, that you do not want to just go click, 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 connect, 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 connect. Not when you want to build a relationship. So if you want a bunch of people just to connect with, go ahead and do that. You'll get some. You'll get some wins, you'll get some losses in that department. But I want to encourage you to be able to write a customized invitation, one that connects with the person from, you actually read their profile. There's certain things I want to encourage you to say that will be, speak to what their interests are, what their likes are, and then give always a call to action. I would love for you to connect with me, or if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to be a part of your network. Thanks in advance, Brian, Lisa, Joe, Tom, whatever, Susie, right? But see how those are going. Try out an invitation. Try it in your style. You only get, I think it's like 500 characters, so you can't do a ton of stuff in that little nugget or that little note, but try certain things out. How is it going? Track your results on asking people to connect, and then modify from there as necessary. Again, if you customize your message all the time, you're always going to be modifying to some degree, but you have somewhat of a framework. Hi, my name is, here's how I found you, or here's where I heard about you, or here's maybe we met somewhere, and I really see here that you graduated from the University of Cincinnati. I did too, or my brother did. You come up with something. I just pulled that out of midair, out of thin air. I just think you just come up with something that connects you even further. Maybe it's something that you worked in an industry. Yeah, it can be that detailed, but sometimes it's maybe something like a sporting event, or you coach Little League and you have that in common, whatever the case may be. But try those things out, track how they go, and modify them as you see fit. And of course, depending on the audience, you will want to modify some of those messages anyhow. Good. So let's just see. I don't have any questions yet, but if you have a question, you want to put any comments in the chat box, please go ahead and do so. That would be great. Let me make sure that's even working. Great stuff I'm going to put in there. and just make sure that's working out and whatnot. That, if you have questions, I'll be glad to get to those, and I would love to be able to see. There we go, great stuff. That's me commenting on me. So I'd love to be able to have you communicate with me what you need so I can help you get over the hump, help you get connected with the right people, help you make the most out of LinkedIn, whatever the case may be, with these three little known ways to get LinkedIn success. As you can see, these three little known ways aren't going to cost you any money. They will cost you some time, right? You have to invest some time, but they're nothing radical. They're nothing radical. And I just want to help you keep that in mind. So let's look at them again here. So first we talked about being yourself. You want to be yourself. You make a lousy somebody else. Don't go into LinkedIn all overwhelmed, having to come up with this content to compare yourself to somebody else. Be yourself. Where you are today will not be where you are tomorrow, and where you are today is not where you were a year ago. Hopefully we're always growing and progressing and going in the right direction. So continue to do that by being yourself on the platform, on the profile, or with your profile. Secondly, is simply start. Many times, I met with someone yesterday, coaching a client yesterday, that, hey, come on, let's go. Let's get some connections here. Especially if you have a job now, do not wait till you're out of a job. Do not wait till you're ready to launch a business. Do not wait until you need that next donor or strategic partner to be a part of your team, or you need that next sale. Connect with your circle of influence now. Connect with people that you grew up with now. Connect with people from high school. Connect with people in your industry. Connect with people in your current job, at your church, at your synagogue, whatever the case may be, wherever you may have when you're interacting throughout the day. Think about those places to build your network. Don't let it just sit there. And when I worked with my client yesterday, we went in and saw they had a bunch of connection requests of him that he hadn't accepted. So get involved, get intentional, lean in, start, simply start. And as you lean in, as you start, try out new things. Check out some of my videos from the past and start putting those to work for you. Try different things and see how they go. That's where you track. How's it going? And from there, as you need to, as you see fit, as you're in a different season in your career maybe, or in a different stage of a sales cycle with a client or a prospective client or team member, whatever the case may be, then you modify the message as necessary from there. Right? So if you have any questions, you have any comments on this kind of stuff, you can surely email me at brian@brianhorvath.com, or if you go ahead and like and subscribe down below, or put a comment down below, then we'd be glad to get to that as well. So this would be a time again where we'd have Q&A, and I don't have any for today. I've been really busy recently on my Ultimate LinkedIn Profile Digital course, and so I kind of been out of the loop on some of my normal routine kind of things. But I don't have many questions on there. The one thing I think about is, though, is just use today to start, right? Use today to try, track, modify. And some of the ways to track what you could do is by looking at who's viewing your profile. What kind of people are viewing your profile? You can look at how many connection requests you're getting per week. You can look at how many profile views you got this week. Those are kind of ways to see if the quarter turn, the tweaks you're making, and some of the things of being yourself, simply starting, or also try, track, and modifying. You can see how those things are working to bump up your name and getting you in front of people's eyeballs, right, when they're looking on the screen, or getting you in front of search results, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to try, or if you want to track what you're going, it's looking at profile views, looking at connection requests, looking at maybe comments on any kind of posts you may have made. Those are the kind of ways to track how you're doing. All right, good stuff. So again, this is a shorter one today. Every week we do LinkedIn Live Q&A, and at noon, and you can find it right there, either on YouTube. You can find it on my Facebook page at the Brian Horvath. You can find it on Twitter as well. All right, and you communicate any of your questions or comments through all those channels right there. Again, also to help get this going, email. That's what's nice about it. When I get emails about questions, those really help me push forward what the content's going to be for these weekly lives. I hope you to contribute to that inbox of emails that come in with questions to help you optimize, maximize, communicate, collaborate, and also connect with the right people on the world's largest professional network, which is LinkedIn. It's really a privilege and pleasure to be able to do this for you guys each and every week. And remember, if you haven't gotten it yet already, go get your quick start guide at brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-quick-start. That's a free 7-step quick start guide to help you make the right connections on LinkedIn. Really taking what we talked about today and executing it one step further with this quick start guide will be a great next step for you to be able to really get your success, your guaranteed success on LinkedIn. platform. So thankful that you guys are here today. And like I said, look forward to seeing you next Wednesday and every Wednesday. Have a great day, my friends. See you.